Right now in 10, a manhunt underway after Charlie Kirk is fatally shot in Utah. We will have the latest as police investigate.
And nearly a year ago, Charlie Kirk was on UW-Madison's campus. How students here are reacting to the nation's latest politically motivated violent attack.
Plus, providing medical care from home, how UW Health is decreasing its turnover rate for new nurses. And that's all coming up on News 3 Now at 10. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Eric Franke.
And I'm Sarah Carlson. We begin tonight as authorities are working to piece together the shooting death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
That investigation comes as Kirk's death is being mourned by President Trump and a number of other political leaders. Torian Small has the latest.
Charlie Kirk, a right-wing political activist, died Wednesday after being shot in the neck at Utah Valley University.
I run the largest pro-American student organization in the country.
Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA, an organization for young conservatives, was known for inviting and engaging in political debate on college campuses.
This incident occurred with a large crowd around. There was one shot fired and one victim.
President Trump announced Kirk's death on social media and ordered flags to be lowered to half-staff throughout the nation. At a Wednesday evening press conference, authorities said they are still working to piece together details surrounding the shooting.
The shot came from here on campus, from a location at a third, potentially from a roof, yes.
Authorities vowed to bring those responsible for the shooting to justice.
To whoever did this, we will find you. We will try you. And we will hold you accountable to the furthest extent of the law.
Kirk's death comes in the wake of a spate of recent politically motivated violence, including the assassination attempt of then presidential nominee Donald Trump in 2024 and the shooting of 2 Minnesota lawmakers and their spouses in June. In Washington, a moment of silence was held for Kirk on the House floor. Kirk, 31, leaves behind a wife and 2 young children. Torian Small, CBS News, Washington.
Now, Kirk spent much of his career on college campuses hosting discussions and debates with students and spreading his right-wing ideologies, including right here at UW-Madison.
Our Maddie Heimsch brings us to the reaction of local students who met Kirk at a similar event and if they think his death could spark some change.
It was almost exactly a year ago that Charlie Kirk was here at Library Mall speaking with UW-Madison students, hosting an event similar to the one today at Utah Valley University.
I briefly talked to him. We kind of argued, but it was fine. Like, he was always super respectful.
Benjamin Rothove is one of the presidents of the UW-Madison College Republicans.
I was just excited to be covering something during the election.
And Zinzi Frederick, who's now an intern at News 3, at the time a student journalist for the Badger Herald. Both were at Kirk's visit to UW-Madison just months before the 2024 presidential election.
I would describe the environment as, honestly, it was pretty respectable from what I was there for.
Those visits and the open floor debates that came with them, a hallmark of Kirk's right-wing persona, and what led students like Rothove and his college Republican clubmates to gravitate toward him.
I think that just his movement was always extremely important.
Charlie Kirk built his entire legacy on providing a different perspective and inspiring conservative students to sort of speak up and take pride in their own views.
Marquette Law School poll director and professor of law and public policy Charles Franklin says political assassination is likely new to those most loyal to Kirk.
Charlie Kirk had a particular focus on young people, mobilizing young voters.
But could the new generation founding Kirk's base that gravitated toward his trademark of open discourse bridge a political gap? Franklin says it's not likely.
I'm a bit of a skeptic on the idea that we can have a meeting of the minds on this. If the mass murder of elementary school children doesn't bring people together on this issue, I don't think these political acts are any more likely.
And UW-Madison College Republicans agree.
The problem here, it's not that the United States protects the Second Amendment. The problem is clearly political violence and demonization of conservatives on campuses just like this one.
Reporting at Library Mall, I'm Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
Maddie, thank you. And support for Kirk and calls to end political violence have poured out from across the nation and here in Wisconsin. Wisconsin 3rd District Congressman Derek Van Orden released this statement, quote, "I am praying fervently for Charlie Kirk and his family. This left-wing political violence must stop now. Whoever does not condemn this is part of the problem. The gloves are off," end quote. And Madison Congressman Mark Pocan released this statement saying, "Political violence is never acceptable. Gun violence is never acceptable. Never." And we will bring you the latest updates as we learn more about this developing story. Just download the Channel 3000 News app. Search Channel 3000 wherever you get your apps.
Next at 10, warmer weather is expected as we head for the weekend.
Alex, how high will those temperatures get?
Hey, if you want temperatures up near 90 degrees, that's about where we're going to go here as we head towards the weekend. 86 for high Saturday, and that's on either side Friday and Sunday of 84 degrees. We could have a couple places isolated getting closer to 90 degrees as we head into the upcoming weekend, especially if we don't have any showers and thunderstorms to pollute the atmosphere with clouds. So a warm and a humid weekend is on store here. It's part of the three things you got to get out of the forecast. Patchy fog, though, we need to track that as well tonight. 80s by the weekend I just showed here, and some storm chances. We'll talk about the storm chances in a little bit. Can't let the fog go out of the forecast here. Half-mile visibility in the Dells around 6 o'clock as we go into Thursday morning. Better visibility is over southwest Wisconsin. Areas towards the north and towards the east likely seeing the visibility is a little bit lower. We burn that fog off with a nice warm day, and then the fog comes back more widespread as we head into Thursday night going into Friday morning. So the morning commute tomorrow and the morning commute on Friday pose that fog potential out there. So you want to take it a little bit easy heading to work and to school. And when I come back in about 10 minutes, we're going to track the chances for showers and thunderstorms this weekend, which days and nights stand the highest chance.
All right, Alex, thank you. Next at 10, the Madison Police Department reviewing video from over the weekend of an arrest downtown on West Gorham Street. It was early Sunday morning. Officers responded to a series of fights outside Roxy's bar. Video of the arrest shows what looks to be a group of officers punching a suspect on the ground. Madison PD Captain Kip Hartman says the department is reviewing the footage for potential use of force issues.
We're continuing to look into it, both from the investigative side of the incidents that have occurred, trying to make sure that there is no retaliation between the parties that were involved. And then also we will review it from the perspective of internally making sure that our officers followed all appropriate protocols.
Hartman says there was, quote, a lot of resisting arrest from subjects involved. 4 arrests have been made. Both the parties involved in the original disturbance and the officers' actions remain under investigation.
A student was arrested following a report that they had possibly had a weapon at school. This was at Madison's La Follette High School. Madison police say the gun was recovered off campus, and a 17-year-old student has been taken into police custody. Principal Matthew Thompson says that there was no disruption to schedules or daily routine at the school, and he stressed the importance of the "if you see something, say something" policy. Madison police are continuing to investigate. And the woman suspected of killing 2 Marquette University lacrosse players in a crash on Friday has now been charged. Amandria Brunner is facing 2 counts of homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle while having prior intoxicated-related convictions. The crash killed 20-year-old Noah Snyder and 19-year-old Michael Michaud. 2 other Marquette students were taken to the hospital and are expected to be okay.
September is National Child Passenger Safety Month, and safety advocates are urging all parents to keep young children safe in vehicles. In 2023, motor vehicle crashes killed more than 1,000 children ages 14 and younger. Health experts say the most important thing parents can do to keep children safe on the road is to use the proper car seat in the right way. First, make sure to buy the right car seat. Very young children need to ride in rear-facing seats as long as they possibly can until they hit the maximum height and weight suggested on that seat.
And if you've thrown out the instruction manual, most of these car seat manufacturers have really helpful websites where you can find that manual and figure out what that height and weight limit is.
We'll make sure the seat is properly installed. The Safe Kids Worldwide organization says use either the seat belt or lower anchors to secure it. Do not use both at the same time. Forward-facing seats need a tether with the seatbelt or lower anchors. A properly fitted harness can also provide protection.
A new UW Health Kids nursing program is working to reduce the turnover rate for the neonatal intensive care unit. The program allows nurses to do their jobs virtually. Now, since its start in July of last year, the new to practice nurse turnover rate at the American Family Children's Hospital, NICU, has gone from 38% to 0.
It shows that when nurses feel supported, they want to stay at their job and do well. And it's helping not only our new nurses, but it's also benefiting the babies and their families as well.
And these virtual nurses also work in-person shifts as bedside nurses on the unit. The program aims to help new nurses adjust to the challenging environment of bedside care.
Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation held a fundraiser to support our nation's veterans. The event, called Fairway Games, and it brought together community members and businesses to help raise funds to provide service dogs for our veterans. The organization also presented a service dog to a local veteran.
So many veterans walk around with silence and, really struggling with some emotional, mental health issues. And we've learned that these dogs it's not only that they change, their life in that way, but we see veterans be able to live joyfully.
There's a cute dog. Over the years, Fairway has donated 417 of those service dogs to our veterans in need.
Well, this weekend is the Gemütlichkeit Days Festival in Jefferson County. This festival looks to build spirit and unity by celebrating the community's German heritage. This runs from Friday through Sunday at the Jefferson County Fair Park. There will also be a parade Sunday starting at noon on the south end of Jefferson, and our very own Alex Harrington will be emceeing the parade dressed in German style, so please come out and say hello.
I'm gonna get pictures of those lederhosen, Harrington. Still to come at 10, the manhunt is underway. This for a double homicide suspect in New York.
And Poland invokes NATO's Article 4. What steps are being taken by the alliance after Russian drones are shot down? Was scheduled to talk with Poland's president after Russia launched a series of drones over Polish airspace. Overnight, NATO quickly scrambled fighter jets to shoot down multiple drones over Poland's airspace. No one was hurt, but a house was severely damaged. Poland's prime minister invoked Article 4 of the NATO pact, which says allies will consult each other whenever the territorial integrity of one member is threatened.
Allies are resolved to defend every inch of Allied territory. We will closely monitor the situation along our eastern flank, our air defenses continually at the ready.
President Trump previously said he is prepared to apply new sanctions on Russia and that he expects to talk with Putin soon. The White House has not yet said if the Poland air incursion would change those plans. And now to the weather. By the weekend, our temperatures could very well be close to the 90s.
Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington tells us for the entire weekend we'll feel that way, Alex.
Yes, it will. 86 for Saturday. Again, we could be approaching 90 in some spots, especially if we have the shower and thunderstorm chance below. And it's a small chance right now, meaning we'll have more in the way of sunshine, and that will allow those temperatures to boost up a little bit even higher. 84 then as we go on into Sunday, so another very warm day. That could be even warmer yet as we get a little bit closer and we see where those showers and storms line up. That's going to help us figure out, are we going to get to 86 or might we go 88 to 90 as we head into the weekend, even staying out into next week? Temperatures well into the 80s, well above normal for this time of year. And that lone 74 and 73 way out in the 10-day, that would be normal for this time of year. Been saying all week, we've swapped out the fall stuff and now we bring back summer, and with that we're bringing back the humidity from Friday going on into Saturday. Very humid conditions potentially sticking around through a good portion of the weekend, and it's the heat and it's the humidity that brings us that chance for showers and thunderstorms. And I just upped the chance here for Friday night up to about a 30% chance, and we could do that again on Saturday night with the weather system. We'll be right on what's called a ridge, right on the side, a bubble of warm air. That warm air, when you're on that side of that ridge, that brings that chance for showers and for that thunderstorms. And we could use some drops. I know it was wet in August. It has not been wet this month. We're down an inch here in Madison. And for the year, when we look at the year's total rain gauge right now, 27.73 for the year and 28.14. That's normal. So that means we are down by 0.4 of an inch. So we could use a couple of those drops, and with the prolonged period of dry conditions, our conditions will continue to get a bit more and more and more dry if we can't start to get some water to get into the soil here. No water in the forecast tonight. We had a few sprinkles and showers last night, but we do have fog in the forecast. Lows in the low to mid 50s out there. Let's track that fog together. Can always be a bit on the sneaky side. I studied this in undergrad here at UW-Madison. When you have fog, you gotta be very careful. Some of those low-lying areas, you can go from perfect visibility down to zero, and then that can be susceptible to sometimes, unfortunately, car accidents. So take it easy, slow it down, low beams, and then give yourself a little extra time for work and for school tomorrow morning, and then also on Friday morning. Burn that fog off during the day, perfect visibilities. Here we go. We see visibilities get down perhaps to 1/4 of a mile or maybe even zero for areas north of Madison going into Friday morning. Highs up right around 80 degrees on Thursday, so gorgeous day. Again, we'll burn that fog off. And the all-important game at Lambeau Field on Thursday is looking pretty good, and then that real summer-like stuff comes into the forecast for a good portion of the 10-day. Here is that Packers forecast. Kickoff 67, halftime 63, and games end at 60. So I would call that great football weather. What do you think?
It's perfect.
Perfect. Alex, thank you.
You're welcome.
And speaking of football, coming up in sports, Packers are preparing for tomorrow night's game already coming up tomorrow night against the Washington Commanders. Will a connection with Washington's coaching staff actually help the green and gold? Stay with us for a night. Coach Matt LaFleur's Packers will face off against an old ally of his.
But will that friendship give the green and gold an advantage over the Commanders? News 3 Now's senior Packers writer Jason Wielde has the answer.
One of the first things Matt LaFleur did when he became the Green Bay Packers head coach in 2019 was have a basketball hoop installed in the team meeting room at Lambeau Field. Why? Because while football is a serious business, he believed it was important to make sure there were also times when it was fun. And where did he learn that? From Dan Quinn, the coach of the Washington Commanders, who Matt LaFleur will face on Thursday night. What did Quinn mean to his meteoric rise as a coach? Pretty much everything.
Oh, man, I can't even. It was invaluable to me. Like, I'm pretty certain I wouldn't be standing right here right now if it weren't for being with DQ for those 2 years in Atlanta, and just changed my whole mindset in regards to just how much fun you can have within the building, yet still get down to business. And I mean, it should be fun. I mean, we're coaching ball. These guys are playing ball, and it was a great environment. And I thought it was a true brotherhood that we had, and that's something that we certainly try to instill here as well.
Matt LaFleur spent 2 seasons as an assistant with the Atlanta Falcons under Dan Quinn, who was the head coach. In 2015 and 2016, LaFleur was his quarterbacks coach, and that's where they became not only friends, but lifelong friends. That friendship still continues today. They have matched wits since then, including when Dan Quinn was the defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. And you know who he coached when he was the defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys? Micah Parsons, who he'll now have to figure out how to slow down on Thursday night. We'll have full coverage of that game at channel3000.com for free. And don't forget to sign up for the Packers newsletter to get our coverage delivered directly to your inbox every single day. In Green Bay, Jason Wielde, channel3000.com.
Thank you, Jason. And to watch that game tomorrow, you need to have an Amazon Prime subscription. Kickoff is at 7:15 tomorrow night. Amazon Prime is $14.99 per month. However, new subscribers can sign up for a free 30-day trial.
You have it, right? You're around for the free shipping? For all your shopping needs?
I'm one of those, yeah. How about you?
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
okay, well, there you go.
I'll be watching the game. Wisconsin Huddle back for its 3rd season this week. We're bringing Wisconsin sports directly to you, the fan, at home with exclusive insight from the players, behind-the-scenes access you won't get anywhere else. Wide receiver Tretch Kekahuna, the guest player this week. The first episode scheduled to air this Friday at 6:30. All the Brewers are back in Texas to take on the Rangers. Final game of this series. First inning, Bryce Terang smacks one deep and gone to right center. The next guy, Jackson Churio. And they're up 2-0 with back-to-back homers just like that. But, you know, that was pretty much all the highlights you need to see after that. Bottom of the fourth, Texas now up 3-2. Josh Young, grounder down the middle. In comes Joey Ortiz with the diving stop. The Brewers, though, could not keep any momentum going. Rangers sweep that series 6-3, the final.
And Alex is back with a final check of the forecast when we come back.
Tonight, Colbert welcomes Jennifer Aniston along with some puppies.
He swallowed my phone, and his tail is now a mobile hotspot.
New tonight.
Well, finally tonight, a new flavor for M&M's. Honey roasted peanut M&M's have arrived. That's according to the company. They combine, quote, the perfect blend of crunch with a touch of honey sweetness.
And this new flavor will be a permanent member of the M&M's lineup. In addition to the classic plain and peanut M&M's, other flavors include, did you know this, pretzel, peanut butter and jelly, cookies and cream, caramel, and chocolate pumpkin pie. So peanut butter and jelly, have you had that?
I mean, peanut butter, they have peanut butter ones, though, too, right?
Yeah.
Just
Oh, those
peanut
are the
butter.
best.
We didn't mention that.
Those are
They kind of are like rip-offs of Reese's Pieces.
But they're better.
Bigger. Yeah, we're all about new flavors this week. We had the Girl Scout cookies yesterday.
And now I want Thin Mints.
And the weather's got a new flavor. It's back to summer.
Yeah, fall to summer, and this flavor is going to stick around for a while. We'll have a little fog, too. That's, I guess, a little different flavor for tomorrow morning and for Friday morning, so watch out for that patchy fog. Then we take a look at the 10-day here. Here comes that flavor of summertime. That's going to stick around for the next 10 days here. Packers game looking really good for the football game up at Lambeau Field. Temperatures will be in the 60s, but then not going to be shocked if we get a couple 90s this weekend. So unfortunately, I know a lot of pools are
closed. Public pools are, yeah.
Old-fashioned, get the hose out.
Or sit down by the lake and enjoy the lake before fall really sets in a couple days or so. Not too much longer till the official start of fall.
22nd.
Alex, thank you.
Thanks, Alex, and thanks for watching News 3 Now at 10. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert is next.
Our next show is tomorrow at 4:30. We know you'll be up watching. You can always find us streaming 24/7